folks. Look at me, I'm back home. I'm back home, finally. I am back home from tour. I have a couple weeks off until my show's on the West Coast at the end of October and beginning of November. Going to those cities, some tickets are still available, come see me. Feels really good to be home, but I'm gonna be honest. I am really gonna miss waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat because I'm scared that the new bus I'm on is also gonna catch fire.
Yeah, my old tour bus caught fire, if you didn't know that.
I'm never gonna stop talking about that, okay? That will be, my tour bus caught fire will be my last words in this life. But since I'm home now, I actually had some time to sit down and script a longer video. Little disclaimer, this video might be a little different from my usual videos. You know, my videos where I'm watching a video and I'm like, huh?
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This shit is nuts. If I was this guy, I wouldn't be so fucking nuts.
There's a specific topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I've just been like racking my brain on whether or not I have anything new or interesting to add to the overall discussion of this topic. But the more I think about it, the more I realize I've probably never had an original thought in my life. There's been like billions of people, and I'm also not that smart. Case in point, when I saw an old black and white movie for the first time in my life, I genuinely thought color just didn't exist back then. So I'm done. But I think I still need to talk about this because unlike the rest of the population, I have a very unique perspective, and I think I need to share my thoughts as a white male. So today I would like to talk about furries. And right off the bat, I want to say this video is not gonna be just me watching like a furry cringe compilation and being like, fuck these guys. I feel like there's enough of that on the internet already, and I don't need to add fuel to the fire.
Like my tour bus.
I've been wanting to write a video about furries for months now, and I was like, I don't know if I should or not. But then when I was just in Milwaukee, I was Milwaukeeing into the venue, and I saw across the street a big blue furry fox, a huge furry just walking down the street. And I was like, that's it, that's my sign. It's the first thing I did when I got back was script this video. And also I figured the best way to learn about furries is to write an entire video about them, because that's all I really know how to do. Honestly, that I can't do much. I don't even know how to do like a smooth transition in my editing software. So I want to start the video with a little anecdote about my introduction to furries, because I think it illustrates one of the main issues that the furry community has in today's society, because we do live in a society. So back when I was a kid, there was a channel called Spike TV, and this channel played the best shit imaginable for a young, impressionable 12-year-old. I guess young is a little redundant there.
An old, impressionable 12-year-old.
It was the channel that played Mansers. You know, they also had great shows like Deadliest Warrior, Bar Rescue. They also had a show called 1000 Ways to Die. If you've never seen that show, it's pretty easy to imagine what it's about. It's a collection of shorts depicting different ways that a person could die. Some of them were inspired by real events, but most of them were just 100% made up. Like this one.
Oh my god, my fart killed you!
And look, that's obvious to a 28-year-old, but to a 12-year-old, oh my god. I believed everything I fucking saw on television, because I was 12.
I was an old 12-year-old.
I believe fucking everything, okay? To me, the show Ripley's Believe It or Not, why'd they call it that? Should have just called it Ripley's Believe It, because I did. Also, yeah, why did they call that show Ripley's Believe It or Not when they showed like real, actual footage of like people doing like sort of impressive things, right? I looked up that show on YouTube, and there's a segment where a young kid could just name any car that he saw.
I have salesmen that don't even know as much as he knows about cars.
Here's a diagram and Autism.
Like someone would ever watch this segment and be like, nah man, I don't buy it, I don't believe it. This kid is not who he says he is, okay? I hope he can recognize a cop car. Yeah, because he's going to jail for treason. Sorry. Back to 1000 Ways to Die. In season 1, episode 3 of 1000 Ways to Die, one of the ways to die featured a man taking a handful of mushrooms and then stumbling upon a furry orgy in the middle of the desert. And this aired in like 2008. So a lot of people like didn't know what furries were at that point. They weren't really mainstream. So they had to explain it to everybody. And here's how they did it.
What's a furry? People who like to put on animal costumes and get together for fun things like group sex.
And you're probably wondering how this guy dies. Well, let me tell you. So this guy tries to get in on the orgy and he keeps being denied. So he goes to have sex with a person in a bear suit, but it turns out it was a real bear. and he gets mauled to death. Yeah.
And this is a bear ripping out your throat after you tried to have sex with it.
So this was mine and a lot of other people's first introduction to furries. And for the next 10 years of my life, my understanding or lack thereof of the furry fandom did not change because this was Spike TV, right? They wouldn't lie to me. They wouldn't blow smoke up my ass. They blow fire out of it. But what is a furry really? A furry can be many things. They could be an artist, a writer, a fursuit creator, a gamer, a performer. But to boil it all down, a furry is someone who has created an anthropomorphized animal character for themselves, or a fursona, as they call it. And maybe they draw this fursona doing various activities, you know, maybe they write stories about this fursona. But obviously the thing that everybody thinks of when they hear the word furry are the people who build or hire someone to build themselves a whole like fursuit of their fursona. And why do they do this? Why would you pretend to be an animal? Being a human is so fucking sick, right? I love having opposable thumbs and using them to pay my fucking taxes every year and mowing my lawn and going to Walmart. I love it, dude. Honestly, I get it. Being a human sucks balls like 90% of the time. Dude, every single day, I look at my dog, like whenever he's napping or something, and I'm like, dude, the things I would do to be my dog for a day, just a day. No responsibilities, I can run around and shit and piss on my neighbors' yards, and I get served 2 square meals a day and a bunch of little treats? Sign me up. I'll get my butt sniffed. I do not give a shit. And obviously there's varying degrees of like fursuits and fursonas. Maybe someone just got fucking ears on, or maybe someone has just a tail. But yo, the high quality fursuits, holy shit. It is not cheap, man. I did a little bit of Googling, and like a high quality like full fursuit costs like thousands of dollars. This person, Lemon Brat, makes really high quality fursuits, and they start at $5 grand. That's fucking crazy, dude. Furries are not what the media portrays them as, dude. They're not these like weird like social outcast people or whatever. They're fucking ballers, man. Like you gotta be rich as fuck to be a furry, man. Could you imagine like, you know, you're walking down the street and like someone in a sick fucking like sports car, like a Jaguar, you know, pulls up beside you, and then they step out and it's an actual Jaguar? Wouldn't be far off, man. Next time you see a nice car, that person is a furry. But again, why would they do this, right? Why dress up in a big fursuit? But the more I think about it, it would probably be a lot of fun, right? Think of any mascot ever. That's a furry. Sorry to break it to you. Every mascot is a furry, okay? If you like sports, you like furries. You just do. And mascots have so much fun. You ever seen them? They're always having the most fun. They can run around and dance and, you know, and cause mischief and mayhem. And no one cares. No one calls them weird because that's their job. But no, when I do it at the fucking Toronto Raptors games at the fucking Scotiabank Arena, they chase me down the court with the Benny Hill music playing. I'm running away from them and they always catch me and they grab me by my shirt and my pants and they toss me out of the venue and fucking dust off their hands cartoon style. It's embarrassing. So I get the appeal, I really do. But Ripley's Believe It or Not, furries actually predate mascots. They also regularly date them as well. But no, when I was researching the origins of the furry community, I stumbled upon a video from Frederick Knudsen. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it was called Furries Down the Rabbit Hole. And that's the name of the series that they do on their channel. But hey man, maybe change it this one time. For this topic, maybe we could have picked a different name. I don't think we should be going down any rabbit's hole. But this video did a good job of diving into the origins of the furry fandom. In the video, they claim that it started in the underground comics movement in the 70s, and the Wikipedia for furry fandom corroborates that as well. Is that the right word? It is. It also says that some members of the furry fandom attribute the origins to Kimba the White Lion. But honestly, dude, I mean, I have no knowledge of this at all, but I think it goes back even further. Listen, okay? Viking warriors used to wear the skin of bears in battle. You're gonna look at this photo and tell me this guy isn't a furry?
Vikings were furries, changed my mind.
Sure, somewhere in Scandinavia, there was an Uwu clan that nuzzled their enemies to death. Look it up. But as time went on, and as the internet grew in popularity and accessibility, more and more people were learning about this furry fandom. And it got to the point where people were actually hosting the very first furry convention in 1989. And that's the beauty of the internet, man. Bringing like-minded people together who never even knew other people like them existed in the first place. Like, it almost makes you think, what would the world be like if the internet started sooner? Like, could you imagine if there was the internet back in like the 1500s? I think the Mona Lisa would look a little different. And of course, it was not hard to find a Mona Lisa as a furry. All I had to do was Google it. I got hundreds of results. Not bad. And ever since that first convention in '89, the furry population has been growing ever since. But obviously, once something that people don't understand becomes popular enough to be in the mainstream, this is when we get some criticism. Yeah, we're changing the topic a little bit. With the rise of cringe culture between 2014 and 2016, the amount of furry hatred on the internet was substantial. All you have to do is search furry cringe compilation on YouTube and you'll have enough content to last you a fortnight. And as much as cringe compilations are just straight up bullying, some of the videos I have seen of furries are inherently cringe. You know, I'm not gonna deny that, even if Seth Rogen approves of them. Like the videos of furries at like their house or like a convention, you know, just going about their day. I don't have a problem with those, of course, because, you know, that's like a totally normal, acceptable place to do whatever the fuck you want. But like all the videos of furries going to like stores and like just bugging minimum wage employees, yeah, that's the worst shit I've ever seen, I think. Like, do whatever you want, you know, I don't care, but hey, maybe let's leave the Dollar Tree employee alone. Just a thought. Dude, like imagine working a minimum wage cashier job just to put some fucking food on the table, to put yourself through college or something, and then some fucking asshole in a 6'5" fucking fox costume that costs $10,000 starts just fucking poking you. Oh my God, that Dollar Tree would be the start of a forest fire because I'd fucking burn it to the ground. Again, if it was like an actual fox doing that, adorable. But there's a person in there. There aren't just like 8 foxes stacked on top of each other in a fursuit, you know? There's a person in there and they know better. What does the fox say? Sorry, I hope it says sorry. But regardless, I feel like the majority of furry hatred is directed towards their very existence. You know, not at the things they do or who they are as individuals or the beliefs that they have. So many people boil down just the existence of them as cringe, which begs the real question I wanted to answer in this video. Are furries cringe? To answer that question, we need to know what cringe is. Webster's dictionary defines cringe as... What? It's tough to define cringe in like the modern age, but I think the act of cringing, like that emotion, it's a very introspective emotion, I think, because we often cringe the most when we think about the embarrassing things that we've done in the past, right? Like when I had a Pixo site in 2005 and I made a page on there where people could send anonymous messages, but I wasn't getting any anonymous messages. I wasn't getting any messages at all, so I sent in a message myself, and that message was saying how cute and funny I was and that I have a big crush on me, and then I responded to that anonymous message with, oh my God, who is this? Is that cringy? Or is that a heartbreaking story about a young boy struggling with his confidence and wanting to feel desired by someone? Or is it cringe? It is pretty cringe, I don't know. And I think that's why we cringe at these cringe compilations sometimes. We see somebody do something that we would never do ourselves because it would embarrass us or make us feel uncomfortable, so we insert ourselves into that position and we cringe. I honestly don't think we're cringing at that person particularly, right? We're all fucking selfish. When we cringe, in our heads we go, oh, I would never do that. Therefore, I am better. Now I can laugh. Now I can laugh at this lesser individual. And I know I literally just said in my last video that cringe culture is dead, but it needs to be resurrected. Don't say it, 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 don't say it. Erect. I know I literally just said that, but 1, it was a joke, and 2, I think there's a good way to cringe and a bad way to cringe. Like when someone is actively causing harm or a disruption to another human being, there's no way around that. That's cringe. Sorry to Cody and Noel, I'll pay you guys a royalty or something. But dude, drive-through singing lady? Cringe. Adam Levine DMs? Cringe. Alpha males? Cringe. Pickup artists? Cringe. But people gathering to appreciate and celebrate a common aspect of their lives? not cringe. I've watched so many cringe compilations where the whole video is just featuring kids having the best days of their lives. Oh, you're telling me a small, nervous child misspoke at a Minecraft convention in front of thousands of people? What a fucking loser, dude. Cringe. If it was me there, I would have had a beer. And it's the same as Disney adults. Man, like, sure, some people take it way too far.
Classy Disney.
But for the most part, it's harmless. And I also read a study that concluded 15% of people who would call themselves a furry are actually on the spectrum. So it's like, yo, finally, a way for neurodivergent people to communicate with other people in a way that feels comfortable to them.
Hello, it's me. I'm editing right now. I just wanted to clarify something really quick about the point I was making. Obviously, I wasn't talking about every single neurodivergent person. You know, obviously, being neurodivergent doesn't equate to being unable to communicate with people. That's not what I was saying at all. I was just saying, based on the research I've done, for some people on the spectrum, the furry community can provide a lot of comfort emotionally, socially, and even physically. I learned also for people who have like sensory sensitivities, like that fursuit can be like a physical like buffer between the like, you know, fascinating stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify what I was saying. Back to me.
And even when they do that, people are like,
hey yo, pause.
Wait, did you just say pause?
I'll fucking kill you right now.
so there's the cringe aspect taken care of. Well, I don't want to say taken care of. No one's gonna cringe at him anymore. We did it. We talked about the cringe, but what are the other criticisms? Well, there is a big one that I mentioned earlier in the video, and that is the
sexual nature.
thanks to 1,000 Ways to Die and other pieces of media, furries as a whole are often reduced to the small percentage of furries as a whole. And look, I don't want to kink shame anybody, okay? Whatever 2 or more consenting adults choose to do in the desert, that's none of my business. I think, if anything, it says more about the people criticizing furries for this, you know? Oh, you're a furry? Huh. So you fucking that suit or what? Like, I feel like in any fandom, there's gonna be people who turn everything into like a weird sex thing. Here's an example right here.
Welcome back to Pokenut Year, the challenge where for every day of the year 2022, I roll a random number generator, and the number I get corresponds to the Pokédex number of the Pokemon that I have to nut to for that day. The Pokemon that I have to nut to for that day.
Yeah, that is real, by the way. He has not missed a day. But there's proof right there, man. No matter what fandom you're in, there's gonna be some horn dogs ruining it for everybody else. But when it comes to furries, and that's spelled C-O-M-E-S, according to the Daily Mail, only about 4% of furries rank sex as an important part of their lifestyle. But that's also because 96% of furries have never had sex. I'm sorry, it's a joke. I had to make it. It was right in front of me. I had to write it down and then say it. I'm sorry. In reality, dude, they probably bone way more than like anybody. Remember like the band kids or like the drama kids, dude? And speaking of how you're orientated sexually, I read a medical research paper that said, sorry, I'll say that again. I read a medical research paper for this video. Thank you. And that paper stated that 84% of male furries identified as part of a non-heterosexual group. And the surveyed group also stated that, furthermore, male furries tended to be sexually aroused by fantasizing about being the same kinds of anthropomorphic animals to whom they were sexually attracted, with respect to gender and species. And this is just me theorizing because I have literally no experience with this or understanding of it whatsoever. But like, the world we live in is so fucking awful and mean and discriminatory towards LGBTQ plus people. So being able to just don like a fursuit, a fursona where your gender doesn't fucking matter to anybody and no one is like criticizing you or asking you about it all the time, like that must feel incredible. But one critique that people still have towards furries is that it's weird to be attracted to an anthropomorphic animal character. And I see that critique, but I also raise you this. Need I say more? And I'm not too proud of this one, but I also raise you this. Okay, dude, when I first saw Kovu in Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, I lost my mind, man. I wanted to be him so bad. I'm not lying, okay, but I wish I was. I wish I was that specific lion. And Disney be like, I am going to create a lion that is so cool. I don't know, man. I've just done so much research and I've watched a bunch of videos about furries the past week because I just wanted to learn. And honestly, I wish I did it sooner. Because if I made a video about furries like 5 years ago, it probably would have just been me watching some fucking furry cringe compilation and being like, these guys are weird, you know? know, it would just be me making fun of them probably. And I did that. That's a thing I did. I literally did that. I actually wasn't that harsh in that video, but still, I could have just, I could have just done the research and made this video 5 years ago, So you know what? Today, what is it right now? September 26th, I am declaring Kurtis Town as a furry-friendly zone. Okay? It's official. We support you. Okay? I did, however, get tagged in a TikTok from someone saying that they were going to come to my show in their fursuit. Hey, don't do that. Do not do that. They will not let you into the venue. And even if they did let you into the venue, it'd be distracting as hell. But no, dude, I think we need to be more accepting, right? Furries are people like you and me. We watch movies, they watch movies. We go to sleep, they go to sleep. We eat French fries, they eat French fries. The only difference is they order theirs animal style. And that's fine. Because there's more furries than you think, okay? There's millions of them. Even some of your favorite celebrities are furries. Literally anybody who's been on The Masked Singer, furries. Dude, Ninja is a furry. And that actually makes a lot of sense, Animals don't wear bras, and Ninja's favorite thing is the absence of bras. And hey, whether you're a furry or not, you gotta eat. So let's hear a word from today's sponsor, HelloFresh.
That's right, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Well, folks, fall is upon us. I know a lot of you are going back to school around this time, and you're just way too busy to be worried about shopping for groceries and worrying about what you're gonna have for dinner that night. And that's why now is the perfect time to try out HelloFresh and their weekly selection of 30+ recipes featuring fresh produce and 70+ convenience items delivered right to your door. I know we're all busy literally all the time, but no matter how packed your schedule is, we all deserve a home-cooked meal. And that's why HelloFresh is so great. It works with your schedule. Plans are flexible, and you can change your meal preferences, update your delivery day, and even change your address with just a few taps on the HelloFresh app. And home cooking doesn't have to be this scary, intimidating thing. HelloFresh meals have foolproof, step-by-step recipes and are done in around 30 minutes or less. And look, I know it's hard to eat healthy these days, especially if you're a student and stuff. It's tough, but with HelloFresh, you get food that is both healthy and delicious. HelloFresh offers veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals to make it easy to stick to your goals. And on top of all of that awesome stuff, HelloFresh is also the very first carbon-neutral meal kit company, and nearly all the packaging is recyclable. Here's a little fun fact that I learned. The insulation that comes in the HelloFresh boxes can even be dissolved in water and used as plant food for your garden. Isn't that so cool? And like I said, right now is the best time to give HelloFresh a try because they're hooking up the citizens of Kurtis Town with a terrific deal. Just go to HelloFresh.com and use code KurtisTown65 for 65% off. Plus, free shipping. I've been eating HelloFresh every week for 3 years now, and believe me when I say, even when they stop sponsoring my videos, I'm still gonna be eating them every week. I don't care. I love the food. I love making meals that I've never made before, and also becoming a better chef in the process. It's great. So I really hope you guys check them out because it really helps me out when you guys check out the sponsors and stuff so I can keep making my little videos. All right, thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and so many others in the past. Back to me.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different from what I usually do, but I kind of like just picking a topic and talking about it. So let me know what you thought of this video. Like it if you enjoyed it, so maybe I'll do more of this. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you learned something. If you're a furry, let me know what you thought. It's some good discussion here. I also got to say, I will be taking my first break. My first real break / vacation. There will be no videos on this channel in the month of October or on my podcast channel. I'm taking a break, okay? I've been doing this fucking nonstop for 4 years, pretty much. It's been a long time since I've been an actual vacation. So I'm gonna take one. I'll probably still be posting on Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to keep track of what I'm up to, probably make TikToks too. But on here, I'm taking a break from YouTube for a month. All right. But yeah, you can keep up with me. All my socials are down there in the description. Come to my shows. The last shows I got of the year coming up on the West Coast, and we added some late shows. So come and support the fellas. Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would stick around, but unfortunately I have to go. There's a certain TikToker that I need to report 1,000,000 times. Goodbye. Fellas, is it cringe to want to be loved?